Hey y'all, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a Asian vegetable stir fry with mushrooms, carrots, kale, and potatoes, and green beans. So this is the ingredients that you'll need for this dish. This is an Instant Pot recipe. So we need yellow potatoes, so they're sort of a waxier potato than a baking potato, and they work, that's what's called for this recipe. So it called for 2 large, these are kind of small, so I'm going to use 3. And this is the kind that I got, was the Idaho yellow. So if you're looking for it's definitely a yellow potato that we're going to be using. Then I have jasmine rice, which works best in the Instant Pot, works better for me than regular white rice. So I've been using that. Here's my kale, 2 carrots. We need a pound of mushrooms. I decided to mix it up between the white and the cremini, which are baby portobellos. So I'm going to use those. And then I just got frozen green beans because my little grocery store did not have fresh today. So I decided to just go ahead and use frozen. That will be fine. And then we need some vegetable oil, the recipe calls for oyster sauce. If you'd like to keep this completely vegan and not pescatarian, you can eliminate that. It will not make that big of a difference to the recipe. We're going to use soy sauce, and then we need rice wine. This is not a vinegar, this is actually rice wine. So, and if you don't have rice wine, or that's a little pricey, you can just use any kind of a dry cooking wine in place of it. And then for a topping, we're going to use the sriracha hot sauce along with some diced or sliced green onions for topping. So that's all the ingredients. I'll list them down in the down bar as well for you down there. Okay, we're ready to put together our rice dish. So first thing we're going to do, it calls the original recipe called for some chicken stock, but I want to use a vegetable paste that I have, so I just sort of watered it down. This calls for 2.5 cups of chicken stock, or in my case I'm going to use vegetable stock. So I took 1 cup of the water and sort of mixed it in and let it dissolve, and now I'm putting in the rest of the water. So it is a total of 2.5 cups of water. And then we're going to put in the rice, which I have rinsed very well. So this is 2 cups of rice. And then I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, and that is going to keep it from sticking at all and give it a nice texture. And then we're doing 1 tablespoon of the rice wine. So we're going to put that all in and kind of mix that together. There you go, that's a better view. Okay, once we have that sort of mixed together, we are now going to put our solid vegetables first. So I have my cubed potatoes, so those will go as the first ingredient. Let's see if I get those all out of there. And then we're going to put in the carrots, which have been chopped, diced. And then on top of that, we're going to put the green beans. This is a pound of frozen green beans, so we're going to put those in. It's probably preferable to use fresh, but we'll see how this goes. And then we're going to put the halved mushrooms on top of that. So this is a pound of halved mushrooms. And then on top of that, we're going to put the 2 to 3 cups of chopped kale, and you can include stems with that. So we're just gonna stick everything in there that I chopped up. Okay, we've got all the ingredients in there layered. We're not going to stir that up. We're going to go ahead and put our lid on, turn it, make sure it's sealed, and then we're going to click manual, and it's 8 minutes. All right, so we're just going to wait for that to get started, and I'll be back. So the timer just went off. I am going to shut it off and let the natural release start. Okay, the pressure seems to have released. It's kind of fast actually. I'm hoping everything is okay inside the pot. So let's see. I'm going to open it from this. All right, so I opened up the lid and it doesn't look like it's cooked. So we're gonna dig down inside of it and see what happens. Maybe it just has to be mixed up better. Okay guys, so I kind of pushed aside the vegetables and the rice is cooked underneath. So let's see what happens when we stir this up. All right, so okay, it seems that after you are stirring it, the vegetables are kind of crunchy, but I actually think they're kind of supposed to be that way. Since this is sort of a rice, it almost is like a stir fry in a way. The kale is definitely breaking down from the heat of the rice. The carrots are slightly crunchy. The rice is perfect. The potatoes have a tiny, tiny bit of crunch to them. I'm going to go ahead and throw on the 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and mix that in, and we have 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce that is going to be added. Of course, if you decide that for your taste you like it saltier, you can add more soy sauce later to your dish, which is definitely what my husband will do. So that's it. I think that it is done. I'm gonna let it sit on the counter for another 10 minutes or so before serving it, and I'll let you see what it looks like. All right, I've let it sit a little bit, and the last thing I'm going to do is throw in the 2 diced green onions and stir those around. They're not supposed to cook with it, but can be added at the end. And I'm gonna dish it up and put the sriracha on it, and we'll be all set to eat.